Well, what we're doing today is we're talking a little bit about an ancient Spanish holiday, which is the Day of the Deceased, which is normally done on November 2nd. It has two aspects, really. Part of it is a very cheerful family event. You go to the graves of your ancestors, decorate them. You have special foods. You lay out a lavish buffet, and that way the spirits of your ancestors know that they're welcome in your home. But like so many things with ancient roots, it has a dark side as well, because this is the time of the year when the Santa Compagnia marches, that is the Holy Company, the spirits of all of those who have died within the boundaries of the parish. So they march at night, but they must recruit a living human being to lead the procession. And so if you were out late at night wandering, they might grab you and compel you to lead their march. If you can't pass the curse on to another living person, eventually you will wither away and die yourself. So it's a dark night and a dangerous one.
I am Mary Mole Benelli, and I'm a Menorcan, and I came to St. Augustine with the rest of the Menorcans. And I usually talk about yellow fever, yellow jack as they called it.
Is that what killed you?
No, it did not, but it did kill the bishop over there, and it did kill other people in this cemetery. There were three major epidemics during the 1800s in St. Augustine. I'm sure there were other outbreaks, but there were three major that had very virulent high death rates.
I was born on the island of Santo Domingue. I was born a slave. I worked in what you would call the pits. I was in the hole when the saws would carve the mahogany wood. And with every stroke of the saw, anger and rage began to build until one day I said enough. The hunger for freedom had overtaken me, and on the island of Haiti, there was a revolt. During that revolt, I had an army of 4,000 men, and people here in town still speak of my rebel encampment. They say that the bonfires were burning late into the night, the drums playing, women dancing, and that I would wait until everyone was wound to a fever pitch. And then I would come out of my tent to address the troops. Today is the Day of the Dead. Among many people, it is the day after your Halloween, that it is celebrated as a form of communion in a sense. This is one of the oldest cemeteries in St. Augustine. People of all colors and walks of life are buried here. People that had come to St. Augustine enslaved are buried here as free people. We hope that in the great equalizer upstairs, that if they were not free when they were buried, that they have found a freedom now. Realize that the epidemics that plague the town are many of the small tombstones, but be aware that there are more people buried here than there are tombstones.
On this wonderful Dia de los Difuntos, Theater with a Mission brings you
El Muerto, or
Better Wed Than Dead.
it is a short sitcom, or entremés, by Bernardo de Quiros, written in 1658.
In Spanish, muerto means dead. But we'd like everyone at this Dia de los Difuntos to look alive. So every time you hear a character on stage say the word muerto, take a deep breath and holler back with all your might, muerto!
Let's rehearse. The title of this play is El Muerto.
You're about to see a capitan from the Castillo, a legend in his own mind. Believe, he caído muerto.
You're about to see a little sister convince her big brother that he's deceased, dead meat, in a word, un muerto.
Bien hecho, difuntos. Clearly you're quick as well as dead.